welcome to daily discussion on current affairs. First topic is regarding India's strategic involvement in both the Quad and BRICS. Quad is a 4-member group and BRICS is a 5-member group. So Quads and BRICS are groups created in the new era. So the article discusses India's strategic involvement in both the Quad and BRICS. It highlights the challenges and opportunity India faces in balancing its role in these groups. The article underscored the need for India to stay actively engaged in both the alliances, because in both the alliances the members are different and the strategy of both the alliances are also quite different. But in the context of Quad Foreign Minister meeting, the Quad Foreign Minister meeting in Japan after 10 months, this happened when the UNS is inactive and reforms are stalled. Okay, so international law violations are occurring in Ukraine and Gaza. The alliance of Russia, China, North Korea, and Iran is gaining strength in this situation. Chinese influence is expanding in the Indo-Pacific and beyond. And under the circumstances, Quad. So India and Quad given challenges: security focus, Quad security centric approach, especially with AUKUS, AU, KUS, Australia, UK, and USA. Okay, AUKUS stands for Australia, US, and UK. Okay, so diplomatic balance: India independent stance on Russia and Ukraine conflict with some Quad members' position. Opportunity, strategic benefit: enhance bilateral relations, particularly with the USA. Techno-economic role: leadership is a critical technology area and supply chains. Maritime security: significant contribution to Indo-Pacific maritime security, as seen in the 2021 event presided over by the Indian Prime Minister Modi. Okay. Okay, so opportunity, strategic benefit: enhance bilateral relation, particularly with the US. Techno-economic role: leadership in critical technology area and supply chains. Maritime security: significant contribution to Indo-Pacific maritime security, as seen in the 2021 event presided over by the Indian Prime Minister. Indian BRICS engagement: BRICS is a 5 nations alliance. So like Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. China's dominance, risk of China using BRICS to promote its global agenda, because in that Quad, China is not a member. Okay, Quad includes India, Japan, USA, and Australia. It is an Indo-Pacific domain for a democratic alliance. Expansion: managing new members and ensuring they support India's interest. Opportunity: reform multilateralism, promoting reform multilateralism and shaping global governance. Financial institutions, leveraging initiative. Okay, so then financial institutions, leveraging initiative like the new development bank. So global south influence, strengthening ties with developing countries and balancing western influence. So what each occurs and its impact on the Quad occurs formation. So members include US, Australia, and UK. Purpose enhance military capability, focusing on nuclear submarine for Australia. So to under this. Okay, so strategic focus primarily aimed at scrutinizing and in the Indo-Pacific and deterring China. Impact on Quad security. So because AUKUS will be impacting on the Quad, so security emphasis shift the regional focus towards military aspect, align with US interest. India's perspective causes a dilemma for India, which prefers a broader vision for Quad. It includes development and security, but here AUKUS focus on. Okay, of course, focus more on the that other cooperation. So nuclear cooperation, but BRICS is for a wider wider cooperation, because BRICS also develop a bank called the New Development Bank, and the Quad is a more alliance for democracy, geostrategic interest. While AUKUS complements Quad's objective, India's reluctance to fully embrace a purely military vision underscores its unique position and strategy within these alliances. India needs regional accommodation for persons with disability. Next topic. This is regarding the person with disability. So reasonable accommodations are adjustment that help person. So the article discusses the need for reasonable accommodation for the person with disability in India. It highlights institutions reluctance to bear Okay. So, legal framework defined in Section 2 years of the Right of Person with Disability Act 2016. Example includes building ramp, providing assistive technology, adapting to roles and modifying workplace policy because government has a disability friendly approach. So, accessible India program or Sugamya Bharat Abhijan is in force. So, it is known as. So, if you remember this, government has a program called the Sugamya Bharat Abhijan. Or Accessible India program. Okay, where assistive technology, roles, modifying workplace policy, developing ramp are the conditions. Importance that array ensures accessibility and equal opportunity for the exemption. Institutions are exempted if providing array causes an undue burden. Undue burden convention on the right of person with disability outlines factor to determine undue burden, which institutions sometimes misuse to avoid the compliance. Current scenario: Indian institutions are often reluctant to bear the cost, impacting right of the physically challenged. Okay, so cost concern institutions adopt utilitarian approach rather than welfare-based approaches, focusing on cost-benefit analysis instead of the need for the physically challenged. Prejudice institutions often believe physically challenged are less productive, leading to reluctance in providing the necessary aid. Undue burden defense institutions use the undue burden clause to avoid compliance, often for expediency rather than genuine hardship. Lack of awareness. Many are unaware that most RAs cannot be implemented, inexpressively contributing to their reluctance. What should be done? Incentive, offer tax credits, deductions, or subsidies to institutions providing these RAs with reduced financial pressure and encourages compliance. Cost sharing. Share cost of RA with institutions demonstrating genuine financial hardship. The National Fund for Physically Handicapped can be utilized for this purpose. Utility National Fund, Section 86 of the Physically Handicapped Person Disability Act mention the National Fund for the Physically Disabled, which remains unutilized and restricted in scope. Ensure the National Fund for Physically Disabled is continuously funded and optimally used. Designate it as a line item in the annual budget. Uniform standard. Implement a consistent legal standard for undue burden to prevent misuse of institutions. Okay. Uniform standard. Implement a consistent legal standard for undue burden to prevent misuse by institutions. Verification process. Institutions requesting funds should first prove their inability to afford the RH, considering any incentive already received. The governing body of the National Fund should verify these claims and consult experts to ensure that the RH requested are necessary and proportional before releasing the funds by the government. Next is the Google cybersecurity capabilities, especially of the Microsoft, the Azure outrage. This article discusses. Okay. The article discuss major outrage in the Microsoft Azure due to the cybersecurity issue, highlighting the importance of cybersecurity. Google plan to acquire the Which, a cybersecurity startup, for 26 billion to enhance its cloud services. This move faces antitrust scrutiny due to Google's market dominance. Why is cybersecurity important? Impact of failure. Microsoft Azure outrage due to a cybersecurity issue halted operations for airlines, media houses, and banks globally, including in India. Global dependency. Many sectors rely heavily on secure and stable technology infrastructure. Frequent breaches. Almost 85% of the world's largest organization report at least one major breach annually, with over 50% reporting more than two. So, what is Google planning? Acquisition of the Ouija. Google plans to acquire Ouija, a cybersecurity startup, for about 26 billion to strengthen its cloud services. enhancing cybersecurity. This move aims to improve Google's cybersecurity capabilities, especially after Microsoft Azure outrage highlights the importance of the robust cybersecurity defense. Competitive edge: Google Cloud, led by the Thomas Kurian, lags behind Amazon and Microsoft, acquiring which could help it compete more effectively. Antitrust scrutiny: the acquisition faces regulatory scrutiny from bodies like the US Federal Trade Commission and the European Commission due to Google's dominant market position. What is strategic dodge Google uses? Strategic planning: Google. Okay, so earlier engagement: Google engages proactively with regulators before deals are publicly announced, addressing potential concern early on. Public vision: Google shared its vision for acquisition, emphasizing benefit to innovation and user experience. This approach helps generate trust and mitigate the backlash. Concessions: Google agrees to concessions to gain approval, like not using Fitbit's health data for advertising during the 2020 acquisition. Data and AI integration: Google enhances its product by integrating data and AI from acquired companies, demonstrated by the DeepMind acquisition in 2015. Complementary targets: Google targets companies that complement its operations, such as the YouTube and Android, which have become market leaders and spread innovations. Regulatory fillings: Google meticulously prepares regulatory fillings for its acquisition. Okay. Regulatory scrutiny: Google acquisition of which faces scrutiny from US Federal Trade Commission, Department of Justice and the European Commission. The regulatory environment varies by regions. The European Union has strict antitrust rule, with the US is becoming more stringent. Market dominance: Google's dominance Google's dominance is in search, online advertising, and mobile operating system raises concern about stifling competition. Past issues: Google has faced fines from the US for anti-competitive practices in Android and search operations. Data privacy: acquisition involving valuable data like the Fitbit raises concern about data privacy and market dominance. Consumer impact: regulators worry mergers might harm consumers by reducing competition, raising prices, or limiting innovation, as seen in the double-click buyout. Okay, global IT outrages: the flawed security update outrage recently held led to losses totaling tens of billions of dollars, affecting banks, hospitals, airlines, ports, stock exchanges, and numerous other businesses. The outrage was caused by a flawed security update pushed out by the cybersecurity provider, the CrowdStrike. This update was automatically installed on many Windows computers, especially those linked to Microsoft Cloud. Azure. What is the issue highlighted by this incident? Cyber emergency. This incident acts as a day-on for future cyber attack. It highlights the importance of improved contingency planning to minimize the impact of such disasters and cyber threat going forward. Okay. So cyber emergency, this incident act as a dry run for future cyber attack. It highlights the importance of improved contingency planning to minimize the impact of such disasters or cyber threat going forward. Vulnerability of operating system monoculture: Windows widespread adoption in corporate setting offers standardization benefit but increases vulnerability on a scale. It highlights the risk of operating system monoculture and the concentration of market share in cloud and cybersecurity services. These factors make large organizations attractive target for cyber attack. Limited use control over the OS updates, operating system updates. Office computers and laptop restrict users from making operating system changes, as updates are automatically pushed out by the IT departments. Even users who are knowledgeable about these updates could not prevent the flawed one from being installed. What should be the way forward? Enhance IT resilience. The CrowdStrike incident could motivate a global company to enhance their IT system resilience and disaster recovery protocols. They should reconsider their resilience on single platform solutions and implement safeguards against future disruptions. Enhance disaster recovery practices. Insurance companies impacted by the financial losses should advocate for a review of disaster recovery practices among their clients. Optimizing update rollouts, phased rollouts of updates could help catch bug before widespread implementation. Financial capacity for infrastructure and corporate expansion. In the last decade, companies have tripled their capacity for funding capital expenditures due to lower debt increase. Okay. So what are the reasons behind this increased ability of corporates and bank to fund capital expenditure in this last decade? So to start with, financial capital infrastructure and corporate expansion. The last decade, companies have tripled their capacity for funding capital expenditure due to lower debt and increased profits, according to the CRISIL Credit Rating India Service Limited. The banking sector, strengthened by reduced bad loans and tinted timely recapitalization, is now robust in lending. What are the reasons behind this increased ability of corporates and banks to fund capital expenditure? Corporate financial health factors such as increased cash accruals, reduced leverage, and improved working capital cycle have strengthened their ability to undertake capex. In terms of nominal GDP, capex ability has increased from 3.8% a decade to 5.2% now. Banking sector reform and performance. The banking sector has improved significantly with reduced non-performing assets and better capital adequacy ratio. This has also been supported by government funding for public sector bank and private bank raising capital. Clearing of balance sheets through write-off and maintaining higher provisioning coverage ratio has boosted uh, trust in their ability to lend because they are lending more. Okay. Infrastructure Investment Trust since 2017, more than 19 InvITs or infrastructure investment trust have been set up managing managing asset of 4.9 lakh crore, half of which is financed through the debt. InvITs have infrastructure investment trust have attracted equity and debt from both domestic and international investors for infrastructure assets. This has enabled developers to monetize revenue generating asset and deploy capital into new projects. A real estate investment fund, RIT, like that investment infrastructure investment fund trust, but for real estate managed asset valued about 1.4 lakh crore with one third financed through the debt. Restricted groups, this innovation provides advantages like the diversion, debt control, and cash flow protection. CRISIL rating has rated 13 RGs, including 11 in renewable, with a total rated debt of 14,000 crore. Sustainability link and green bond, these instruments are becoming more popular because they focus on reducing climate risk. Green bond are financing renewable energy projects and are preferred by international investors. What should be the way forward? Factors to monitor: companies should closely monitor factors such as interest rate, global uncertainties, excess global capacity, and uneven recovery before committing to large scale spending. Depending the bond market, the domestic corporate bond market needs to be dependent on become a significant funding source. Structural improvement: implementing structural improvement to attract patient capital investors such as insurers and pension funds. This may involve allowing investment to lower rated bonds, raising exposure limit to the infrastructure sector, and adopting expected loss rating. Infrastructure financing: the corporate bond market needs to enhance its capacity and risk appetite to facilitate takeout financing for operational infrastructure projects. Expanding credit capacity: there is a need to create more credit capacity for funding capital expenditures in emerging sectors like the green energy. Then revitalizing India's agriculture research and development system. Today, Indian agriculture faces new challenges. Achieving yield. Okay, so lack of adequate funds. That today Indian agriculture faces new challenges: achieving higher yield with fewer nutrients, less water, and reduced labor, all while dealing with climate changes and extreme weather events. The article highlights the need to enhance investment in research and development in agriculture. Lack of adequate funds. That International Indian Agriculture Institute IARI ARI has a budget of 710 crore last fiscal year. Large portion, 540 crores, went to salary and pensions and 98 crore to administrative expenses. This leaves limited fund for crucial area like research, breeding, and acquiring modern equipment such as DNA sequencer and high third food screening tools. Due to paucity of dedicated funds, they are not able to attract specialized talent in genome editing, blockchain, and artificial intelligence for the agriculture. Old institution design. The challenge lies in revitalizing the public agricultural research system, including the ICAR institutes and state agricultural universities, which were largely established during the 1960s and 70s. Comprehensive research approach. ICAR has many institutes dedicated to specific crop and animal such as soybean, cotton, grapes, uh, and camel. However, these institutions prioritize individual crops or animals rather than adopting to comprehensive research approach that fits divergent agroclimatic zone. Lack of protection, the absence of adequate intellectual property rights protection has contributed to the decline in cotton production and the stagnation of the oilseed production. What should be the way forward? One-time fund. A one-time fund of 5,000 crore is needed to upgrade infrastructure and modernize research facility at ICAR Institute and state agricultural universities. This could be coupled with organizational restructuring and the reform because funds are okay. So enhancing institutional autonomy, these institutions should have the freedom to hire top talent and generate funds. This could be through partnership with private entities, sponsored research and earning royalties on seed and technology. Prioritizing agriculture research, the upcoming budget should prioritize agriculture research in both the public and the private sector, alongside providing greater intellectual property protection for breeders and technology developers. Then International Center for Audit of Local Governance, ICAL, the Comptroller Auditor General of India recently inaugurated the International Center for Audit of Local Governance in Rajkot of Gujarat. ICAL is a collaborative platform for policymakers, administrators and auditors linked with the local government. It aims to enhance the independence of local government auditors to ensure improved financial performance assessment, service delivery and the data reporting. ICAL serves as a center of excellence for the capacity building of local government auditors. Its primary objective includes developing and enhancing standards for local government audits, strengthening data collection and reporting, empowering auditors, executive and elected representatives through comprehensive training program and leadership development initiative. The establishment of the ICAL underscores the importance of the local government in achieving sustainable development goals. It fosters grassroots engagement and nurtures citizen ownership and accountability. Auditing local body in India, many states government have an examiner of local fund accounts or director of local fund audit accounts responsible for auditing these accounts. The ELFA audits the utilization of funds granted by the state government and the local bodies to the local bodies. Role of the C&AG, Comptroller General of India. The CAG conducts audit of all funds, including those to the state and central government. The CAG exercises control and supervision over the proper maintenance of accounts and auditing for all three levels of Panchayat Raj institutions and urban local bodies. Under this technical guidance and support initiative, C&AG advises support to ELFA and the DLFA. Fine. So, because this is the apex audit and accounts authority in the country. So under the technical guidance and support, the CAG advise the support of the ELFA and the DLFA. Then the Pralaya missiles, the Armenia reported interest in acquiring India's Pralaya missiles represents a significant opportunity for India. The Pralaya is a short-range quasi-ballistic surface-to-surface missile with a range of 350 to 500 km. It is a payload capacity of 500 to 1000 kg and is powered by the solid fuel. The missile has been developed by the DRDO to meet the country's defense requirement along the line of actual control and the line of control. The Pralaya missile never leaves the atmosphere and follow a flat trajectory. It is powered by a solid propellant rocket motor. The missile navigates towards a target using internal guidance and can be controlled through its flight. For terminal guidance, it features a radio frequency digital scene matching area correlation technology. The missile is equipped with an indigenously developed fused silica radar dome or a dome. The Pralaya missile includes a jet vane system for thrust vector control, allowing it to perform evasive maneuvers in the terminal phase of flight. The missile is designed with two sets of small fins to reduce its radar signature. The Pralaya missile can be equipped with different types of warheads, including pre-fragmented, monolithic penetration cum blast, and the subnusion penetration cum blast warheads. Means the explosives that can cause the damage on use of this particular Pralaya missile. The Rogers Webb's University of Maryland mathematician Thomas Brung and Balkumar Balchandran have used data for 172 ocean bio to train an AI program that can predict rogue waves up to 5 minutes in advance. Rogue waves are exceptionally large and unexpected ocean waves that are significantly taller than the average wave surrounding them. Rogue waves are often at least twice the height of the typical waves in their vicinity. These waves can form suddenly and without warning, making them extremely dangerous for ship, coastal structure, and the offshore platforms. They may occur when swells, which are long wavelength wave generated by the distance weather system, converge and combine to create a much larger wave. Rogue waves can also form when ocean currents interact with the waves, compressing them into larger and more powerful waves. Rogue waves pose a significant threat to maritime activity. They can damage or capsize ships, destroy coastal structure, and endanger human life. Between 2011 and 2018, rogue waves are responsible for the death of at least 386 people and the sinking of 24 ships. Predicting rogue waves has been difficult due to their sudden and unpredictable nature. The sea state refers to the general condition of the ocean surface at a particular time or location, often described by the height, period, and power of the waves. Rogue waves deviate greatly from the average sea state, standing out due to their long size and sudden appearance. Role of AI in predicting the rogue waves. Mathematician Thomas Bedung and Balkumar Balchandra from the University of Maryland conducted the study. They utilized data from 172 ocean bio to gather information on the wave patterns. AI training and prediction. The AI was trained to identify patterns in waves that precede the rogue waves. The AI can predict rogue waves up to 5 minutes in advance with an accurate 73 to 75%. Future involvement incorporating more data such as water depth, wind speed, and biolocations can enhance the accuracy of predictions. Using more powerful AI system could potentially lead to near perfect predictions. Then editing amoeba. Recently, 5 cases of amoeba meningoencephalitis in adolescents, including 3 deaths reported in Kerala in the past 3 months. Health Department response issued technical guidance on prevention, diagnosis, and treatment of these infections. The brain-eating amoeba, Naegleria fowleri community, known as the brain-eating amoeba, is a single-cell organism found in warm freshwater environments such as lakes, hot springs, and poorly maintained swimming pools. It was first discovered in Australia in 1965. It is so small that it can only be seen with microscope. Only one species of Naegleria flori infect humans. The amoeba enters the human body through the nose and then travel to the brain. This typically happens when someone swims, dives, or immerses their head contaminated freshwater. In some cases, people have been infected by cleaning the nostril with contaminated water. So far, scientists have not found any evidence of Naegleria flori spreading through water vapor or aerosol droplets. Once the Naegleria flori reaches the brain, it destroys the brain tissue and causes dangerous infection known as the primary amoebic meningophilitis. Naegleria fowleri infection does not spread from person to person and does not manifest symptoms when contracted through other forms. The infection is primarily associated with warm freshwater environment, especially during hot summer months when water temperatures are higher. The first sign of this PAM appear with one of the 12 days later infection. Initially, symptoms might be similar to those of meningitis, including headache, nausea, and fever. In later stage, patient may experience stiff neck, seizure, hallucinations, and coma. Okay, this infection is highly fatal, which recorded death rate of 97%. The chances of survival from this infection are unfortunately low. The infection rapidly destroys brain tissue, leading to inflammation and neurological symptoms such as severe headache, fever, nausea, vomiting, stiff neck, seizure, and the coma. Okay. So, the US-based Center for Disease Control recommends treatment with a combination of drugs, often including ampro, amphotericin B, azithromycin, fluxazole, rifampin, etc. These drugs have been used to treat patients who survived that miltefosine, and the newest in these drugs have been shown to kill Naegleria fowleri in the laboratory and has been used in the treatment of these survivors. Swimmers should limit activity in warm freshwater bodies such as lakes, hot springs, and point ponds unless these are disinfected with the chlorine. It is advisable to use nose protection while swimming or diving, maintaining clean swimming pools, and follow proper hygiene practices, including washing hands thoroughly with the soap and water before and after water activity and before eating. Additionally, using sterile water for nasal cleaning is recommended also. The Bhil time recently, the tribal community in Rajasthan has called for a creation of a new state named the Bhil Pradesh. Ethnicity, the Bhil are a tribal group outside the traditional Hindu caste system. They speak the Bhil language, which are part of the western zone of the Indo-Aryan language family. Okay, geographical distribution. The Bhil community lives in various states including Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Maharashtra, Rajasthan, Bengal, Tripura. They primarily resides in the forest and hilly area, reflecting their deep connection to the environment. Societal structure, traditionally each Bhil village is governed by a headman who handles local dispute and issues. Religious practices among the Bhil vary by region. Most worship local deities such as the Khandoba, Barioba, the Sital Mata, while some revere the tiger god known as the Bagdev. They also consult Badva's hereditary sources for various occasions. Main festival, the Baneshwar fair in the primary festival celebrated by the bill held during the Shivaratri. It is dedicated to Baneshwar Mahadev, also known as the Lord Shiva. Okay, with the world experiencing a surge in extreme weather events and insecure industry need to enhance disaster resilience by parametric insurance coverage. Discuss. This is about. With the world experiencing a surge in extreme weather events, the insurance industry must enhance disaster resilience through innovative solutions like the parametric insurance coverage. Unlike traditional insurance, parametric insurance provides quick payouts based on predetermined triggers, offering timely financial support and aiding faster recovery for affected communities. Parametric insurance is a type of coverage that provides predefined payouts based on specific triggers and parameters such as the magnitude of an earthquake, wind speed in a hurricane, or rainfall level during a flood. Unlike traditional insurance, which requires an assessment of actual damage, parametric insurance disperses funds quickly once the triggering events meet the set criteria. The approach enables rapid financial response, aiding in immediate recovery efforts. It is particularly beneficial for high frequency, low impact disasters and in regions with limited access to traditional insurance, enhancing resilience against climate change and extreme weather events. Surge in extreme weather events globally, increased frequency of cyclones. The number of cyclones has risen, causing widespread damage. For example, in 2020, Cyclone Amphin devastated parts of India and Bangladesh, displacing millions and causing billions in damage. Intensifying heat waves are becoming more frequent and severe, impacting health and agriculture. For example, in 2021, heat wave in Canada and Pacific Northwest of the USA led to hundreds of deaths and massive wildfires. Rising sea level, coastal area face increased flooding and erosion due to rising sea level. For example, island nations like the Maldives are at risk of becoming uninhabitable due to the persistent sea level rise. Prolonged droughts, extended drought period are affecting water supply and agriculture. For example, the prolonged drought in California has severely impacted agriculture and the water resources. Intense rainfall and flooding, unprecedented rainfall events are causing severe flooding and landslides. For example, in 2021, floods in the Western Europe, particularly in Germany and Belgium, resulted in significant loss of life and property. Enhancing disaster resilience with the parametric insurance coverage. Real-time measurement. Parametric insurance uses real-time data to trigger payouts based on specific parameters. For example, okay. For example, Morocco received 275 million in parametric insurance after the 6.8 magnitude earthquake in 2023. Quick payout payment are made quickly without the need for physical damage assessment. For example, parametric insurance for hurricanes in the Caribbean provides immediate financial relief post disasters. Coverage for low impact events, expanding coverage to indulge high frequency low impact events like heat waves and the heavy rains. For example, Nagaland's parametric cover for extreme precipitation helps manage frequent but less catastrophic weather events. Trust and pricing. Building trust between insurers and states can lead to better pricing and cover terms. For instance, the Pacific and the Caribbean Catastrophic Risk Insurance Company have successfully implemented regional risk pooling. Customized products. Insurance product can be tailored to specific needs and conditions. For example, Kerala's parametric insurance for dairy farmers protect against reduced milk yield due to heat stress. By leveraging real-time data and providing quick payouts, parametric insurance can significantly reduce financial burdens and improve recovery efforts. As climate risk intensify, integrating parametric insurance into national and regional strategy will be crucial for building a resilient future. So this is what in the today's discussion. Thank you for watching. Keep watching regular to update yourself on a daily basis.